Hi, cross stitch friends. I'm Terry, and welcome to Mother Buck's Cross Stitch. I have been gone from Floss 2 for quite a while, but I recently have a new project that I just have to share with everybody. And I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are doing this same project, so I would invite you to join us. What we're doing is the L&L Designs 2025 Stitch Along. And it's a fantastic to stitch along. And if you're interested, I think you would really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be really rewarding as we go along. Let me tell you a little bit how it works. L&L Designs put out 12 charts that you could choose from. And out of those 12 charts, there were 3 that spoke to me right away. So I had a really hard decision deciding which one to actually go with. I finally made up my mind just because of the colors. The cross stitch, the stitch along goes for 1 year, and it starts January 1st. But we were really lucky. They actually released the first section of the stitch along on the 27th. So we had a little bit of a head start. Now the L&L Designs, as you probably know, are full coverage, and these are about 80 to 90,000 stitches. So a year is really pushing it to finish it during that time. But they're actually offering some rewards as well. If you finish 6 pages of the chart by the end of the year, they will gift you all 12 of the options that were offered for the stitch along as a gift to you, which is fantastic. So I'm going to get those 2 that I wanted if I can complete at least 6 pages by the end of the year, as well as the one that I'm working on. The other reward is even a little bit better. If you finish the entire chart by the end of the year, then they will gift you the 12 choices that you had for the stitch along, as well as you can choose one from their website free as a gift from them. That's a pretty wonderful deal. So this is the one that I chose. It's called Jelly World. And I fell in love with the colors. The blues, the teals, the purples, those are just right up my alley. So I'm really anxious to be working on this. It is 90 colors, which is a lot of colors. And you can see from the palette of colors here what wonderful palette this is. This is going to be so much fun to work on. Jelly World is by L&L Designs. Now, during the stitch along, they will release 4 pages every quarter. So every 3 months, they will release 4 new pages. And that way, you're not completely overwhelmed by the amount that you have to finish. Now, for me, my chart is 90,254 stitches, I think. It's 90,000, just over 90,000 stitches. That's a lot. I'm not an extremely fast stitcher, so I've decided that I am going to stitch 2/1 on 18 count Aida using tent stitch rather than full cross, just to speed myself up a little bit so that hopefully I can at least get to the 6 pages by the end of the year. That's my goal. If I get beyond that, I'm going to be thrilled to death. Now, for me to reach that goal, I need to, for me to reach the goal of the entire chart, having the entire chart finished, I would have to stitch 336 stitches per day, every day. Now, unfortunately, I have a couple of days that I have obligations every week, so I either have to double up on the other days or just rest assured that I'm going to get 6 pages done by the end of the year. Regardless, it's going to be a beautiful chart when it's done, whether I receive anything or not. I got this chart, and it's actually one that I want, so I'm really thrilled for that. There is a Facebook group, as I mentioned. It's called HAED 2025 SAL, and there's a whole community of people there that you can ask questions. You can see their work, compare their work with yours. Just enjoy what they're doing, especially if they're doing one of the other projects that maybe you had thought about and you decided to go a different way. That's one of the things I like. Plus, I get to see how my project is going to look as I continue on. Now, I have got my start. It's supposed to start January 1st, but since we got it on the 27th, I started mine last night. I have here, this is 333 stitches. 333 stitches. And as you can see, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It is the first time that I'm using tint stitch, and I'm really kind of happy with it. There is some white space there that I'm going to be seeing, but I know that once it's done and I wash it, that those threads fluff up and it will still look fantastic. And it is going a lot faster. It's absolutely twice as fast as I normally stitch. So I hope that you will stay with me and we will go over this either weekly or bi-weekly, because I'm not sure exactly how fast I'll be stitching. And I'll share with you how I've gotten. And please share with me what you're working on if you're working on it, and as well as how well you're doing. If you've passed me by, please let me see your progress. I'm dying to see everyone's work. I will also be covering, the only other things I'll be working on this year are my WIPGO board, and the first two numbers for January have been chosen, and so I'll be using those, showing you those two projects next time. I don't have very high goals on my WIPGO board because I knew I was going to be spending a lot of time on my Jelly World. So my goals are not extremely high, but they're reachable for me. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want to be frustrated by it. And I do like having more than one project going at a time. So next time I'll share with you my WIPGO projects as well as any progress, or hopefully a lot of progress that I have with my HAED, my Heaven and Earth Design SAL. I hope that you will join me through this time, and in this next year we can share what we've done. And until I see you next time, happy stitching.